It turns out that conservatives are, of course, not all in line with all of Donald Trump's cabinet picks, and one of them in particular, one who, of course, is not necessarily garnering the headlines right now as maybe some of the other cabinet picks, but one of them in particular has, of course, ruffled the feathers of plenty of conservatives across the country. And that is none other than former Democrat Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Trump's pick to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. In a recent article for the conservative paper, The National Review, writer Dan McLaughlin absolutely nuked Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on points that are definitely accurate and, of course, some that are way off base. The article itself was titled, RFK Jr. is a left-wing menace. Now, right off the bat, with the title alone, you're so far off base. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a guy that I worked with for over a decade at Ring of Fire. During that time, he was absolutely a leftist. He was a Democrat. He was a liberal. He was a progressive, whatever you want to call him. We interviewed Bernie Sanders constantly on the show. So yes, and Bobby agreed with everything Bernie said. Bobby was a leftist, but when Bobby left the show and focused more on his anti-science crusade, I'll call it, that's when he started attracting all the people from the right and he turned off all the people on the left. And clearly he realized this and said, okay, I'm going to start embracing this conservative part. And so I'm going to disagree with you that he's a far left menace, because he has been moving to the right steadily for the last 8 years, all because of the vaccine stuff, by the way. But here is what McLaughlin wrote in his article. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has no business heading the largest department in the federal government. I agree with you on that. He especially has no business playing such a major role in a Republican administration. Everyone knows this. The only question is how many Republican senators have the courage to act on it. If they want Donald Trump to deliver wins for his voters, they should vote down RFK Jr. He then referred to Bobby as, quote, a man of the left, a man of low character, an enemy of life, an enemy of liberty and law, and an enemy of public health. And I definitely agree with you on some of those. But he continues. As far back as his emergence on the national political scene in the 1990s and as recently as his 2024 campaign for president, Kennedy was a man of the ideological left. He spent the bulk of his career espousing left-wing positions, running left-wing activist groups, wallowing in far-left conspiracy theories about our political and economic system, and surrounded by a family and social circle that is entirely of the left. If Donald Trump wants his administration to veer to the left, persecute skeptics, defend Roe v. Wade, the abortion pill, and single-payer healthcare, ally itself with lawsuits for profit that enrich Democratic constituencies and seed outbreaks of totally preventable communicable diseases, Trump has the right guy to run HHS. But Republican senators could do him a favor by keeping RFK Jr. out of that job, because the chances are that Trump doesn't actually want to be responsible for any of that. Now, Bobby has actually come out against, he's on the Republican side now, it appears, on the issue of abortion. But you're totally right about the communicable diseases part. So out of everything you listed, you're pretty much way off base, totally wrong, living in the past. And then you finally get it right at the end, right? That's what gets me is there are so many things to go after Bobby for. The vaccine stuff, which is clearly anti-science, which is something that, by the way, he used to attack others for doing. All the time on Ring of Fire when he was hosting the radio show. We would go after the science deniers for denying climate change. And now he has become what he used to hate the most. Denying the science of vaccines, denying the science of medicine, denying the science of how diseases even work. Go after him for that. Claiming that, he's just too far to the left. Could not be more wrong. There was a time in his life that maybe you could have said that, back when I thought he was a good guy. But that definitely doesn't apply today. And I hate to say it, but hopefully conservatives do listen to McLaughlin. Hopefully they buy into his, idiotic rant here, because it would save lives to prevent a science denier from having the top health job in the country. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.